going on, guys? It's Steve. Today I want to talk about why the Golden State Warriors might not be successful in their first season together. The reason why I think this is because if you take the Miami Heat for an example, obviously they lost because LeBron played bad, but the reason LeBron played bad is not because he's not great. It's because he was passing too much, he was being lackadaisical, and he was being just purely lazy on the floor. And, he even said it himself. He was focusing on passing and playing defense because he thought Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh would do the scoring. And ultimately, they lost because they didn't have, their bench couldn't pick up for LeBron's lack of scoring, especially when LeBron was scoring like 7 points. The bench couldn't pick up for that. D Wade and Chris Bosh didn't. So, it's LeBron's fault, and the whole team lost. But, same thing with the Golden State Warriors. If you look at it, Stephen Curry just came off of a 30-point per game season. Kevin Durant just came off a 27-point per game season. I think it was actually 28 or 29. Klay Thompson just came off a 22-point per game season. So if you look at all this and you put all of this together, you start to realize that, maybe things might not work out together with this team because the first preseason game, they were struggling, and the reason why is, I know it's just preseason, but the first preseason game, the Golden State Warriors, they were struggling, and the reason why is, they were passing the ball too much, and you can look this up. Reporters were saying it. If you didn't get to watch, you can look all this stuff up. Reporters were saying, or you can just listen to me talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So they were just passing the ball too much, and it's not a good thing because if you pass too much, man, you start to get cold in the game, you start to get lazy, and then when it really matters, not everyone can just turn it on like that, We don't know if Stephen Curry could just turn on that switch. We don't know if Kevin Durant could just turn on that switch because KD, Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they've never been in that situation where they need to turn on the switch. Well, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green have been in that situation, and all three have proven that they cannot. Draymond Green played extremely well in Game 7, let's be real for a second, but Stephen Curry did not, and he played awful in that fourth quarter. I think he only had 6 points in that fourth quarter, and I don't know, but, there's no guarantee that any of them can turn on that switch, and Curry's proven that he doesn't have that switch mentality in terms of like a Kobe or MJ or LeBron. That LeBron had to develop that, by the way, or because LeBron's a pass first player, he likes to make a smarter play, or like a LeBron, or D Wade in his prime, like, or Melo, like those players that can turn the switch on. It's time to take over, and none of those players have proven that so far. Kevin Durant maybe, but for the most part, no. And when you're passing the ball too much, again, you're going to get cold, you're getting lackadaisical, and it might not work out, man. It's just too much scoring on the same team. It's not an incredibly balanced team, especially on the defensive end, especially in the front court. The Golden State Warriors are going to get beat up in the front court. I mean, beat the hell up in the front court. And, it's crazy, but some things just happen that way, man. But at the end of the day, on the offensive end, they'll obviously make up for it. But, I'm still concerned about their offense because there's too much scoring. You need a balanced team for success. Think about it. The Miami Heat had a better roster than this Golden State Warrior team. They had D Wade in his prime, who was 10 times better than Stephen Curry. They had LeBron in his prime, who was better than Kevin Durant. They had Chris Bosh in his prime, that was better than Draymond Green and Klay Thompson combined. Right? You have all of these players, and you have Mario Chalmers, you add Norris Cole, you add Shane Battier, Rashard Lewis, you add Chris Birdman Anderson, you add all of these players. Even Big Z came and played with LeBron and James Jones. Big Z, by the way, is Julian Silgauskas. Right? So that was a pretty solid team, but they still didn't win. They only won 2 out of 4 years. So if that team can't win, obviously they were riddled with injuries and Bosh not showing up in some of the finals games and LeBron playing bad in 2011 and then D Wade injuries and things like that. But, there's no guarantee, man. Nothing is guaranteed. But I'm just talking about this first season. I don't think the Golden State Warriors will play that well in this first season. And, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I don't see how it's going to work out, especially down low, man. They're going to get destroyed in the front court. And I mean absolutely destroyed. They don't have great rebounding, So if you look at this team, everyone's saying, oh, they're going to win because look at their offense. Yeah, you could have amazing offense and, they're shooters, so their offense is even better because, like Max Kellerman likes to say, they count by threes. But the thing about that is you can't rely on the 3-point shot all the time. Think about it. What happened in the 2016 NBA Finals when Curry was relying on that 3-point shot? When the team adjusted and that was taken away, he struggled. He couldn't impact the game on any other level. Klay Thompson was doing pretty good on defense, but come on, you know what I'm saying? Draymond Green had a hot first half in that Game 7, and then he cooled down. So, the offense, they're shooters, but, besides that, they only have one great scorer. Obviously, don't take that wrong, by the way. Obviously, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson are good scorers. But when I mean great scorers, let's be real. Kevin Durant is on another planet than anyone else except for Carmelo Anthony in terms of scoring. The reason why is because he can score in pretty much any way except the post. He needs to develop a post. Because if he can develop a post, then I'll say Kevin Durant is up there with Carmelo and Kobe in terms of scoring. Because those two can hit the 3-point shot. They can size up, face up, post up. They can do anything. They can take you off the dribble, back you down. Whatever you need them to do to score, they will do it. You know what I'm saying? So they only have one true scorer, which is a good thing. But my worry is that they're going to get lackadaisical, and hopefully they don't. But, at the end of the day, man, if they do, just know that they're going to have to be able to turn that switch on right away, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that because that's something that, that takes a lot of work to be able to work to, or you're born with it. LeBron, he wasn't born with that killer mentality like, oh, I need to shoot the ball no matter what, right? He was a pass-first player. I'm going to find the best play. If I got the shot, I'm going to shoot it. If I don't, I'm going to pass it. And that's smarter in my opinion, but everyone seems to like that killer mentality, which is why I don't know. But anyway, back to the Golden State Warriors. So let's use this for example. Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. That's 4. And let's say Zaza Pachulia. Their front court is going to get destroyed. Let's say they play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Rebounding on the boards, offensively and defensively, Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love are going to eat them alive. They're going to eat them alive like it's meatloaf. It's not even going to be funny, man, because Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love, that's 20 rebounds per game combined for both of them right there. 20 rebounds per game. So, to sit there and say Draymond and Zaza, that's where they're really going to struggle, is on the boards, on the offensive glass and defensive glass. Now, here's another place where they're going to score. Defensively. They are going to struggle defensively. I don't care if you say their offense is, they're going to be counting by threes, they're going to do this. Okay, but what if the 3-point shot is not going in? Yeah, you have Kevin Durant, but that's pretty much it in terms of scoring, who can score even when their shot's not good. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I don't know, man, because if they play Cleveland, and let's say J.R. Swish hits 4 threes, LeBron's dropping 30, or LeBron's dropping 40, 41, Kyrie's dropping 41, Kevin Love's dropping 16, right? Let's say all of this is happening. Okay, yeah, you can keep up, but the Cavaliers' defense is good. The Cavaliers are great on both ends of the court. So when you compare the Golden State Warriors to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cavaliers are actually a better team than the Golden State Warriors. Why? Offense, defense, and rebounding. The 3 most important elements to winning the basketball game. Offense, defense, and rebounding. The Cavaliers have all 3 of those. They annihilate the Golden State Warriors in terms of rebounding. It's not even funny. LeBron averages close to 10. Now, take that with a grain of salt. The reason why I'm saying close to 10 is because it's greater than 5, so he averages around 7 to 8, depending on the year. Kevin Love averages pretty much 10. Tristan Thompson averages pretty much 10. And then it's not even just that. You also got people coming off the bench that can rebound as well. So at the end of the day, it's like, whoa, man. This Cavaliers team, they can keep up offensively with Kyrie, K-Love, and LeBron, J.R. Swish. They can keep up offensively. Defensively, they're better. And on the boards, man, they're just going to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? So if you really sit back and think about it, the Golden State Warriors are not that great of a team. They just have 4 good players. 2 great players. Whatever. They have 4 good players. 2 superstars and 2 all-stars, that's great. But that doesn't mean it's going to work out. You know, because there's more to the game than just shooting. Because if Stephen Curry's shot is off, Klay Thompson's shot is off, Draymond Green's shot is off, their only scorer is going to be Kevin Durant, and then it's going to be just like OKC before Russell Westbrook hit his prime. It's going to be Kevin Durant trying to carry the team, trying to score 30 plus, just carrying the team. Because no one else on that team are great scorers. Yeah, Sean Livingston can drop some buckets, but I mean, not anything to really impact the game. You know, I mean, he impacts the. I try to be politically correct because I know every single thing I say is gonna be twisted. He impacts the game, but not offensive. He does offensively. Whatever, guys. I'm out of here. Those are my thoughts on the Golden State Warriors. It's been Steve. Peace.